From the time of its inception, the Modi government has been fanning the flames of the entrepreneurial spirit in the country. First came Startup India, and now it's Stand Up India. The scheme has been launched to encourage fledgling businesses with monetary help, which will also generate employment. According to the Stand Up India scheme, loans will be given to SC/ST and women applicants ranging from 10 lakh to 1 crore rupees to encourage entrepreneurship among them. All beneficiaries will also be given a RuPay debit card. Each branch of all listed commercial banks will have to issue at least 2 such loans. There is provision for refinance window through SIDBI with an initial amount of 10,000 crore rupees. There is also a corpus of 5,000 crore rupees for credit guarantee through National Credit Guarantee Trust Company or NCGTC. A web portal has also been started for online registration and other assistance. Beneficiaries of the scheme have expressed happiness at being lent a helping hand in becoming entrepreneurs.
देश का सबसे बड़ा फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का यह काम है, जिसमें जो समाज के उपेक्षित वर्ग हैं, जो घटक है, उसको फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन के तहत उनको मेन स्ट्रीम में लाने का काम भारत सरकार की ओर से इस स्टैंड अप इंडिया के माध्यम से हो रहा है.
Last year on Independence Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced the initiatives of Startup and Stand Up India from the ramparts of the Red Fort. Now these schemes have turned into reality. Clearly, both will benefit those sections of the society which have so far lagged in the race for development and economic progress. With Sudhakar Das in Delhi, Newsnight Desk, DD News.
And A.K. Bhattacharya, editor of the Business Standard, joins us in the studio and helps us understand the Stand Up India scheme. Now, it's adding, Mr. Bhattacharya, to a framework of schemes that already exist for empowerment to make the job seeker a job creator. How do you understand this, putting it in, the Stand Up India scheme? How different is it from the other ones?
Well, you said it beautifully, actually. The scheme Stand Up India has to be understood in the context of the current emphasis, policy emphasis of helping the underprivileged with reservations in jobs.
Okay.
So far, this country has seen the reservation tool to be used for securing jobs. Now, I think for the first time, you are using the same class of people for their benefits, but not in terms of giving them jobs, but you are trying to help them get loans by which, instead of they seeking jobs, they create jobs.
Right.
So I think this is can be potentially very transformative in my view.
Okay.
And forget about the numbers. In terms of numbers, you've got around 80,000 bank branches.
Sure.
If 2 jobs are to be created, 2 entrepreneurs to be created in a year,
right,
you have a huge number. There are the monetary provisions, as the
sure,
finance minister had said. But I think if this scheme works out, then I would see over a period of time a shift in the reservation politics, or the quality of reservation politics will undergo some sort of a change, which is better for the country.
Sure, and that is at a deeper level. But at the economic level, what are the kind of spin-offs that one can see? Because if the scheme takes off, one entrepreneurship will lead to, because there would be materials that have to be supplied, would create, other entrepreneurships. And, it would sort of build the economy, isn't it?
See, as you know, in the economic data indicate that the small-scale enterprises in this country account for 40% of the country's total economic activity size.
Right.
Now, surely that segment of the economy will get a boost. There will be no immediate impact, but certainly it will create a class of self-owned entrepreneurs. They will be self-owned jobs, and I don't know to what extent they will create jobs for others, but certainly they will add to the momentum in economic activity, as you saw it on
the demand supply equation will, yes.
Yeah, you saw if one e-rickshaw comes, then clearly is meeting a service need in a certain area, which is not being met right now. So I think on the whole, it will definitely mean some sort of a momentum for economic activity.
And we saw that the Prime Minister giving out the first loans, and a lot of them were women.
Yeah.
How would you view that? You know, I mean, women's entrepreneurship itself is a very important
Well,
subject.
to be frank, such focus on women being given loans is not new in this country.
Okay.
But certainly, what is new is creating a new class of underprivileged people, which is the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and women,
Okay.
and give them a special emphasis for providing loans. Now, earlier in the past, we have initiatives like creating a dedicated bank for scheduled castes and tribes.
Sure.
You have an initiative of creating a bank for women.
Sure.
Women's Bank. But I think what this government is trying to do is, instead of creating new organizational structures to address those problems, which have not made much of a difference, use the existing banking establishments to direct loans and assistance with the government intervention, subvention,
Sure.
so that these underprivileged sections of society can actually get some money from 10 lakh to 1 crore. That's what we have.
Now, the Prime Minister, of course, this is on Samta Divas, the birth anniversary of Babu Jagjeevan Ram, and the Prime Minister talked about his contribution, especially from the merit point of view. You know, I mean, even though he was a Dalit icon, I mean, he always sought to achieve his success in terms of merit. That also sends out a signal that, I mean, entrepreneurship too requires you to put your best foot forward.
Yeah, as I said earlier, that this initiative on a day, as you said, on the birth anniversary of Jagjeevan Ram, actually gives a new spin
to the
this
politics.
entire politics of reservation.
Right.
Particularly at a time when the nation is under attack, has violence incidents have been seen, witnessed,
Sure.
on demand for reservation for certain classes and communities. Now, this definitely gives it a new spin,
Sure.
and hopefully it will result in a new, different kind of empowerment, which will see the emergence of a new class of entrepreneurship among the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and women.
And amongst the next generation,
generation.
the next generation would have to see things differently.
Yes,
you
yeah,
think, and
yeah. That's right.
this is the direction
Yeah,
in which
yeah.
all these
And an
framework.
important element, which is right now we have no idea, is this: how do you ensure that the skills get upgraded? Otherwise, they will get into an area where they get the money, but if there is no skills.
Well, that
there
is
no
also
skills
part of the
upgrade,
whole
part
scheme.
of the
When you
whole
look,
scheme.
when we look at the collective objective, because
Absolutely.
all the skills,
So-
I mean,
so
all the
that's-
schemes are part of
that
it.
will be a critical input into that scheme.
Right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. A.K. Bhattacharya,
Thank
for
you.
joining us here in the studio.